Hey everyone, it's John from Seattle Coffee Gear. Today we're talking about our top 3 high-end semi-autos for 2020. So let's get started with our first pick for the best high-end semi-auto for 2020. And that's going to be the Rocket Espresso R58 Cinquantotto. This machine just came out in 2020. It was an update of the original R58. That was Rocket's first dual boiler home machine. So this version updates the look of the machine a little bit, but then also massively updates some of the functionality of the machine with now dual PIDs on both boilers, has a similar controller to the old R58, but with a lot better functionality. It has some of my favorite programming for the auto on and off calendar. It allows you to set up a whole week of on and off times and gives you 2 per day. So you can set a different time for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way through Sunday, and you can kind of customize it to come on to fit your schedule. Really nice, super easy to use through the screen here, and you can enter it by going over to the menu and then go into calendar, and you can adjust it all through there. You can see more of that info in our full crew review for this machine, but that's probably one of my favorite features about this, especially the copy button. So if you wake up at the same time Monday through Friday, instead of having to go in and add the dates for every single day or the times for every single day, you can set one and then copy it and paste it across all the rest of the days. In my experience, that's some of the best auto on, auto off functionality out of any espresso machine that I've seen, especially the semi-auto ones. Some of the super autos will have a little bit more in-depth functionality like this, but for the semi-auto machines, it's usually pretty limited. So really excited about that. It does have the built-in timer now as well. The machine's heating up, so it's showing that symbol there. But when you pull a shot, it'll automatically count how long your shot pulls for, which is a great addition. That's on some of their other machines, but this was one of the last to get it out of their whole model range. I think it's hard to beat this machine, and if you're looking for a high-end semi-auto machine, check out the Cinquantotto. You can see our full crew review. We'll link that in the description below so you don't have to go hunting for the video. And let's go ahead and move on to the next one. The next machine we're talking about is the Linea Mini from La Marzocco. This is the most up-to-date version of the Linea Mini, and it has their new app that connects with the machine that adds some additional functionality to the machine. If you want to see a more in-depth review on this machine, we have a few different reviews. One's a commercially focused coffee cart style review, then we have one more as a home review. So make sure to check both of those out if you want to see more in-depth details on it. But very simple machine, has very good temperature stability for your espresso, and is one of the better looking, best looking home espresso machines in my opinion on the market. Obviously everybody has different opinions, and this one has some custom stuff done to it. So this has the maple wood accessories kit. So it has the steam knobs, the group cover here, the brew paddle, and then also the portafilter handle. They do have an option for maple or for walnut, and they have a few other custom options, and all those are pretty much in stock all the time, so you don't have to worry about extra lead time if you want to customize the color or the wood that you choose with your machine. Let's talk a little bit about the app for this machine. So it takes a little bit to set up the app for this machine, but once you have it, you get this nice home screen here. You can see the name of your machine on the screen, and then you can see the status of the machine. You can turn it to standby or turn it on. You can go into the settings. You can change your temperatures. You can turn on pre-brewing or turn that off. Pre-brew is similar to their commercial machines and some of the Rockets, where it's not a pre-infusion, it is a pre-brew. So it'll go on for 2 seconds and then wait 2 seconds and then off. So it's not ramping pressure using line pressure, anything like that. It is a pre-brew function. So keep that in mind. You can also change your standby time for auto standby and then your temperature of the machine. It also has a similar auto on programming functionality to the R58 Cinquantotto. So you can go into those settings and you can change the on time, when it'll go to standby, and then similarly you can copy and paste those settings to different days of the week. So I'll jump back out of here. So that covers the app for this machine, and that talks about some of the functions. Again, check out our videos on this. We'll link those below so you don't have to hunt for them. But let's move on to the next one. The last machine for our top high-end semi-autos for 2020 is the Rocket Espresso R91. This machine came out a few years ago, and we've been really liking it ever since. The first few iterations of it definitely had a couple of things that they needed to improve on, but now it's been a really reliable, really high-performing machine for us, and we've seen it really take off in this past year. I've got to play with it a little bit more at home, which is a great perk that I love, and really I've been liking the machine. It's just a very sturdy machine, a little too sturdy if you're trying to carry it somewhere. Almost a two-man job or two-person job, but it has great programming, great functionality. If you want to learn the ins and outs of it, I would really suggest checking out some of those crew reviews, which we'll link below, so you don't have to hunt for those. But just a quick overview of the machine. You do have your steam wand, your hot water, and obviously your group, and then you have the controller for your group right here. And right now, the way I have this set up is I have it set in Profile A, and that is profile as in pressure profiling. So you can set different profiles that will have different pressure profile changes that you can then edit in the machine's menu. So let's flip over there real quick. So you come here to this little graph icon and click on that. So you can see here for Profile A, this is what I was using at home. I was doing a 10-second kind of easy pre-infusion at 2.5 bars, and then I jumped up to 8.5 bars for about 18 seconds, and then when I was getting close to the end of the shot, I just set this for a time that I knew I would never run through. For 2 bars at the end, it's kind of a ramp down at the end. So that was tasting pretty good for me. The programming is a little bit clunky, I have to say. Once you get used to it, it's not too bad, but there is kind of a learning curve. So what you have to do is you can change this up or down, but then anytime you make a change, you have to hit that check mark for it to save. This was the same on the Linea Mini app, where you have a little save icon in the top there. So I don't know if that's just an Italian thing and how they design apps, but it seems like that's the case in all of these machines. And then you can go through to all the different settings that way, and you have 5 different profiles on there. And then you can hit the X to exit out of that. So pretty simple. You also have the auto on functionality in here. That's just setting that so your automatic start. And then like the R58, you do get an on-off time, and you actually get 2 on-off times per day. This does not have the copy functionality that the R58 and the Linea Mini do, unfortunately. But one really cool feature of this machine that I don't know of on any other is when you scroll through the programs, you can go to this program here, and now this controller basically directly correlates to the pressure of the pump. So you can kick it on just really lowly, and it'll be at 1 bar or so. It'll give you a little graph there telling you what you're at. And then if you get to the end of a shot, you really like how that pulled, you can then save that, and it'll save it to the last profile after your 5th profile in there. So that's a pretty neat feature. To be honest, what I started doing is when I got a new coffee in, I would experiment with it manually and test it out. And then once I had an idea of what I liked, I went in and customized one of the profiles, ABC, etc., to be kind of similar to how I've been pulling that shot. So then I could just, I'll show you, let me get over here. So this is my profile A. So then I could just click it on. I could walk away from the machine, be doing something else and kind of counting in my head to about when I knew my shot was going to be done. And then I could come over and just turn it off. So I didn't have to sit there and manually do it every time. I could just run that pre-programmed profile, which is super nice, especially once I got it kind of dialed in for the coffee I was drinking. You can also use this with volumetrics, but for me personally at home, I was using a scale and just stopping my shots manually every time because I like to be a little bit more precise than the volumetrics can be. But you do have the option of volumetrics and pressure profiling, which as far as I understand is one of the only machines, if not the only machine out there that gives you control of both, especially in a single group home package. So that's why it's our pick for one of the top high-end semi-auto machines for 2020. If you enjoyed these picks, comment down below. If you didn't, comment down below anyways. Tell us what you think should be up there, and I'll jump into those comments and hopefully chat with some of you there. Check out some of those videos that we have linked in the description for the full crew reviews of these machines. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure to follow us on all our social media accounts, just Seattle Coffee Gear, so you know how to find us. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see the rest of the videos in this series. And as always, have a great day. Thank you.